Welcome back to Roman Triumph. I'm super excited by this game. There was a demo a while back that we covered on the channel, which as a demo was pretty impressive because the game wasn't perfect, but there was already a lot there. And as a Roman builder fan, that definitely was interesting for me. The developers were watching my review and they have actually been working on an updated demo which will go live today on the 24th of February. Don't hesitate to check in the video description below for the Steam link where you can download, of course, this demo for free. I've had access to this demo for a bit and it's great to see that indeed they've been listening to a lot of the feedback. So we're gonna play a new game, and I think we can do a couple of episodes. It's not just gonna be one, so let's dive right in. First, we can create a map, changing, for example, how much trees, rock foundation there is, etc, etc. So quite a lot there. You see the seed map over here if you want to use it. And then like in the previous demo, we do have access to a couple of different game modes. For example, you could say there is no attack at all, so you can focus on the city building. You can also play where there is no mythological threat, so basically you will have attack, but not attack from creatures. Then you have the normal experience, right? Standard unforgiving survival experience. And I do remember last time when we played it in normal, it was pretty hard. And then you have the easy mode, to really pure attack, building, produce a bit more, etc. I'm sure in the future we'll also be able, to play with some more customization. But yeah, let's continue, start a colony, Gamer Vidicus. If you haven't seen this game before, you can see we indeed will have, walls with trebuchets, towers. We're gonna have the city building aspect, of course, including monuments like Colosseum and others. To the esteemed governor, as our empire stretches its reach, I entrust you with a critical mission: venture north. Probably, either in Germany, maybe, top of France, these type of places, right? And establish a settlement from the frontier. Your duty is not only to build and lead, but to protect our citizen. Okay, let's get started. We have, of course, over here, tutorial. They say first put the castrum. We're gonna want to put the castrum probably close to a place where there is rock, iron ores, and also some fertile land. So let's get, here we have some resources. There's some iron here, some rocks, quite a few animals here. This is pretty fertile, so I'm thinking maybe over here actually. As you can see, this is a pretty big map. So that's also pretty cool, and you can really choose anywhere you want. Okay, here. This is good. We have all of the classic, right? WASD, Q and E to rotate, and zoom in pretty close, as you can see, right? And the game looks pretty nice. You can skip the tutorials, by the way, but I'm trying to just also show you everything that the game has to offer. We have a 1, 2, 3 speed, pause with space, right? So all good there. Here it is, avant-post. My population is starting to move across. Now they don't have a house, so they're pretty not happy. That's the first mission we're gonna have to do, build 2 domus. Yeah, because there's 0 beds available, right? We have 28 of happiness because, and that's something pretty interesting, is if you look here, happiness is composed of health, comfort, culture, recreation, and safety. So there's quite a lot of complexity there, but good complexity, the type of complexity you want to see in a city builder, in my opinion. We have all of the resource here. So things like wood, of course, stones, and clay, bricks, etc. Food, there's quite a few types. Weapons, of course, we're going to be able to produce many. And what is interesting too, as you can see there, is you have your storage. I have 40 out of 135 of storage, but I can also see how much I have used in the last month, in the last year. I can see my predictions for production, etc. So everything in terms of UI seems pretty good over here. It feels a bit old school, to be honest, the UI. I think maybe it is this kind of bluish bar at the top feels a bit old school, but it works. It's pretty clean in my opinion, and it does have quite a bit of details. We have the job priority panel. This is very important for this game, and I did have a problem with it in the last version, that they've corrected it, so I'll show you that very soon. Then we need roads for sure, for people to connect to many things and also to work faster. And yeah, over here we have our tasks in our missions. So let's get started. Again, there's some tutorials that give you some more detail, but I will explain along the way. So we have the road there, and there is hotkey for everything. For example, road is T, so all good there. You can then drag a road. If there is trees in the way, your road is gonna have to go around, so you have to keep that in mind. But yeah, all good there. And as I said before, you do want, the road is pretty important. So let's get started with a couple of these roads like this. Yeah, okay. And then we're going to want to build 2 domus, a hunter hut, but we also want to gather some wood and stone because we don't have that much, right? So let's start with that. You have the gather resource that is over here. again, there is some hotkey. For example, wood is C, stone is V. So if I press C, now I can, gather some wood. So for example, maybe I say, let's gather the wood that's over here. And now I have people that are working on wood gathering. Right? So keep that in mind. Again, this is pretty important. We're going to also probably gather a bit of wood there just to give me some space, right, to build around the city. Similarly, we want to do the same with stone. Now, stone, there is some small stone. You can see over here, these are small stone, and then there is big stone that are going to be a bit more kind of unlimited stones. Okay, so that is some good progress. Let's make sure we put the stone first because, I selected so many trees that otherwise, if I put trees first, all of my people are going to work on trees. So that's not great. I'd rather have people work on stone first and then on trees. What I can also do is by clicking over here, I can say a maximum. So for example, instead of having 5 people working on stone, I can say actually I only want 3 maximum, please. So it is, they put a maximum of 3. Similarly, for the wood, I can say actually I want a maximum, 3. So don't put more than this. And now that means I have 2 workers that are available, which we will use, to start building our first 2 houses. I'm thinking over here, we create a small corner of houses. I'm actually going to put this also right here. Okay, sorry, I want to delete that one. Okay, so we built a bit of roads. We have 2 buildings that are going to be in construction here, and you can see also my people, right? By the way, they all have, name, and they're individually simulated, right? That are walking around and they're going to do their jobs. And yeah, in the job priority, you can see, okay, what do I want to put first? And the cool thing, so I've already showed you all of this, but yeah, you can move them. For example, I can put my builders first, let's build all of those houses first, and then think about everything else. So it is 1 minute later, we have built those 2 domes over here, small houses, right, that can keep 5 people, and obviously gives them a bit of comfort, happiness, right? We have also recorded quite a bit of wood and stone, so we're good there, and so we can move to the final mission, which is to build a hunter's hut. It costs 30 of wood and 10 of weapons or swords, alright? So we're gonna want to hunt, and obviously you need to have some animals. So for example, if I put over here, it is only 80% productivity efficiency because there's not that many animals. Here it's a bit more, and here it's super high, right? Because there is a lot of forest and animals. So let me think for a second. I'm thinking maybe we keep that going. And here we're gonna make my city. So I'm gonna put it somewhere over here, rotate it, yeah, up. So not all building needs to be exactly on the road, but they often need to be not too far from the road. But yeah, we're building now, this one, let's go to speed 3, so they build it very quickly. We're gonna see our builders. And so one thing that I wasn't happy with the first demo that they've done is builders will typically stay at the top. If I put it at the top, it's gonna stay at the top. Even when I stop having anything to build, it's gonna disappear. But then when I build something new, it's gonna come back to the top, which I think is really important. And I think similarly, if I put it at the bottom, if I say it's not important to build, then it's gonna stay at the bottom all the time. So that is, a small but important improvement in my opinion. It is. We have, the people building, and they're building slowly but surely. It's not the most beautiful animation. It's not Manor Lords, but it's not bad either, in my opinion. Okay, they're coming back with resources and finishing that building. Here it is, done. So again, you need to choose, and I think we're gonna put hunter first. It's important, to always have food. So we have the building. We can see, the efficiency, the production, who's working there. You can see it all. You can see it all. And so yeah, now with this, we move to the next mission, which is to have food storage and some wheat farms. Wheat farms, obviously, we're gonna want to build them on a fertile land, and then the food storage, not too far. So maybe, actually, let's put first the farms. Yeah, winter farms, the farms in winter, obviously, they don't work that well. That makes sense. Thinking we're gonna put them here. This is pretty high fertility. So let's go 1, 2. We need 4, that's pretty big. I'm probably gonna have to cut some trees here. So let's make sure we focus on cutting those trees here. And by the way, if you're not happy about the placement of many buildings, you can move them. It does cost resources, a bit like in Foundation, you're gonna need to send a builder to rebuild part of it, but just part of it, right? So it's gonna be quick to rebuild. And yeah, with this, we're gonna have like 4 farms aligned to each other. We're gonna have the food storage that's pretty close, right, to both of these. We have good reserves, so we're ready for the next step. Now that we have food, let's make sure we train an army, because they're gonna be attacked. So we have the army panel. We're gonna have different types of armies. For example, we can train gladius, Pilium, right, wood archer tower. So we're gonna do it all. We're gonna do it all. Of course, keep in mind that you're gonna need to feed and house all of your soldiers, right? But yeah, let's start. We have the army over here. We can see, you know, training those soldiers over there. So we can actually go right away. If we have the resources, for example, for Gladius Legionary level 1, this is just, you know, 1 citizen, 5 wood, 4 stone, 7 of food, and 1 gold. We have a bit of reserve for all of this. We can start doing it, and they're gonna be training to our main building over here. For the Pilium, it's slightly different resources, but again, we have them. And again, they cost also monthly cost of food, of course, to keep them there. And we're gonna want to also build some actual defenses. I always forget where they are. Here it is. We have the wall and we have the wood archer tower. So we don't really know where we're gonna get attacked. But I guess let's put one for now in the center of our town, right? That can at least protect our houses. So here it is. Let's go. I see that we have, you know, 10 beds, so that's good there. We may have to build another house soon though, so I think we're gonna, you know, put one right away. Oh no, brace yourself. The first wave is approaching. Obviously, this is part of the tutorial, right? But yeah, we have the enemy indicator on the map. We can start placing towers and other defenses to prepare ourselves, and we can actually even get details, you know, on who is attacking us. Is that normal people, like for example here it is barbarians, that base defense would be archer towers and Scorpio, right? We'll see what type of defense and attack they do. We can even see also usually where they're coming from. So they're gonna come from pretty far, which gives me time, but also makes it harder to know exactly if they're gonna come, for example, from over here, if they're gonna come somehow from over here. But yeah, anyway, we can also continue moving, you know, with the other, you know, missions. We know that we have 7 months and it's going to be 13 attacking us. Next mission is to build a stockpile, clay pit and brickworks, so that we can move, you know, to the next type of resource. So we can see over here, right, we have the stockpile, we have the forester to reforest, the clay pit and brickworks. Next, we should build an academia so we can start research. All right, so let's place it here. And they also suggest that we start, you know, having a tavern to keep people or keep our people a bit happier, and also an hospitium. These are larger houses. But yeah, let's first start with the tavern over here. And you can see that the tavern has an area of effect, so we may want to place it, you know, more kind of over here somewhere. And we know that all houses here and maybe there will be covered. In this, oops, wrong button, sorry. So in this case, I think we're going to put it over here. The one space for a road. Actually, let's build a road right away. Up. And then let's build also our first hospitium, which will have more comfort and will also give more citizen. Right, it's 10. It's a slightly bigger, but it's 10 people instead of 5. So here it is. We're starting to build this. By the way, the barbarians are slowly but surely approaching. So I put also another archer tower there. We'll see what happens. I have no workers available. So let's check that out. Yeah, there is nobody available. I put archers at the top, then builders, then it is hunters and farmers, right? Make sure we have quite a lot there. That feels a bit too much on the builders. We should probably put a limit like 5, otherwise my whole economy is going to stop. Okay, so that's better. And yeah, don't hesitate to tell me if you have any questions or thoughts, but basically that is really the basic of the game. Here we have my soldiers, I can make them move, right? Get into position, protect. So it is, we have now a lot of new things unlocked across food, houses and monument, industries, service and religion, and city defense. These are the 5 big buildings menus at the bottom too. I'm thinking maybe we try to get Scorpion, or bricks tech, but as you can see, there's a lot of tech, a lot more than in the first demo that we saw. So that's really cool. Yeah, let's think about that so I can show you. Now, they're gonna cost some food, but also a lot of gold. We don't have gold, so we can't do that right now. This one is a lot of less gold, but there is a requirement that you must have built 4 wood arch towers. I haven't done that either. Anything I can do? This one we can. Increase my food storage. Okay, let's just do this. It's not gonna change my life, but sure, let's do it. Let's do it, and let's continue moving forward. Now, they say you need 4 wood towers, so maybe let's actually build 4 wood towers. Anyway, we're gonna be attacked soon, so maybe it's not a bad idea to have those towers. We can always, demolish them in the future if we need to move them somewhere else. Okay, and I think it is winter. I think we feel, some snow coming down. Yeah, the tavern has been built too over here, right? So giving some comfort and recreation, but it costs both bricks and food. So make sure that, you know, this is, okay, this seems to be fine. We're producing 31, we're consuming 11. So all good there. But yeah, you need to keep an eye out on this, especially for things like food. You want to make sure you're getting enough. Over here, we still have a high efficiency. That's good. I'm thinking we're gonna maybe put a forester here in the future. And yeah, our hospitum is almost built there. Perfect. Using bricks, important that we had the brick production over here. And let's also double check how we're doing here. So researcher should probably be after the brick. The barkeeper should be before the researcher. Yeah, I think we're looking at something like this. All right. Food first, then clay, because we need clay for, you know, maintaining a city. Then we can research, and only after we can gather stone. Actually, wood is probably more important than stone, because we do need to consume wood, right, for my buildings, and stone probably a lot less. Okay, and yeah, next is to build a quarry, right? So quarry, this is on the big stone node, right? It's not like on the small one that disappears. And then a cabbage farm. So for both of these, we actually need to first unlock, you know, some research. So over here, we can see the research tree. We have the cabbage farm over here, for example. We must have 4 wheat farms, that's fine. We must have some resources, but we just need that one to finish. And then what was the other one? The quarry. So in industry, we have stone mining here, right? Custom food, so not a problem. We can do this soon. I think we're gonna get attacked first though. Barbarians at the gate. They're almost there. You can see they're hiding in the forest there. I see one here. And there's 13 in total. Now I have 2 towers on this side, 2 towers on that side, unfortunately. Yeah, they all came this. This one is not built yet. We also have a couple of soldiers, right, that they made us build at the beginning. So let's see. Archers starting. Okay. I mean, yeah, no, it's not so great. We lost 1 soldier for sure. I think they lost 2 already. Okay, no, not too bad, not too bad. We lost 1, but they lost all of them. Love it. Wait, this one, oh, it's not dead. Nice dead. So yeah, that was a good fight. We lost 1, so let's rebuild it right away. Where is it? Here. So actually, let's make 2. One of these while we're at it. And yeah, in the meantime, you know, I'm starting to do the research. Now I've done the quarry research. Now we're doing the cabbage farm research. We have also researched the large food storage. So instead of having 160 of storage, this is 500 of storage. My only pet peeve is you can't upgrade the small one. I have to basically delete it or move it somewhere else and build a new one. So I think we're gonna build a new one, then we'll delete this one, then we'll move this one there. But yeah, we've survived this attack, so that's great. Let's make sure we research the cabbage farm. And for the quarry, here it is. We can see this is a large stone. So this is where we're gonna put the quarry. So let's go, it needs to be put on top of it. Rotate, yeah, here it is, like this. So it's been put on top of it, then we're gonna need a rod at some point, but let's build it first. And yeah, this one is iron, yes, so iron we haven't researched yet. And look at this, yeah, we have some pretty good numbers. We still have 2 available, and we finished the research for the cabbage. So let's build the cabbage farm. It's a different shape, okay. It does still need, you know, good fertility, obviously. So, here we're gonna have the iron, actually, so that's not great. I feel like I want to put it here. There's just a couple of trees in the way, so let's cut these trees. Hear me, mortal, I am Jupiter, the supreme ruler of the heavens. Your settlement has grown enough to earn my attention. Do not disappoint me. Build temples in my name, conduct rituals, etc. So like most city builders, especially in that era, we will have to deal with the gods. But before we talk about the gods, we have a new attack coming from this side. It is still 13 barbarians, but also 3 berserker, which are stronger. You can see over here, their height is 2 meters. Ooh, they're coming in 4 months, so this is going to be fast. And of course, again, they're coming from the other side, and of course from the side where I hadn't started to build. I had started to build some gates over here, but now they're coming this side, so now I've started to build new ones. I have also researched in a tech tree over here, I have researched the sharp arrow stone and the brick archer towers. So with this, you know, this tower that we used to have here, I'm starting to upgrade it. To upgrade the tower, you need to have the tower built. And then you click on this, and you can see, you know, we have the sharp stone arrow over here, and we have the brick tower. Cost 10 stone, 40 bricks, that's a lot of bricks. But yeah, my main problem is right now I have, not enough people building all of this, so I put 10 instead of 5 now. Hopefully that will help. We may want to even do a few more soldiers, which kind of stop those berserkers. Is there I don't see basically a rally point to tell them to rally over here. That's okay. Okay, so they're building over here. And yes, we have the gods too, so we need to be careful. Right now, Jupiter is, please, 71 out of 100, and we haven't looked at the other gods. Now we can find them over here. So, pretty simple. If the gods, if you have a high favor, if they like you, they're going to grant you some favors, some bonuses, right? And if their favor is low, they're going to curse you. So make sure you be careful. They also show you a bit some of the numbers. For example, okay, he requires more temple, or he wants more offering. They always want more stuff. Temple coverage, for example, is very low right now, so we need to be careful. And yes, right now we have at least 0 active effects, so no curses. And we could, if we wanted, also give some food to Jupiter. So you can see, for example, if I sacrifice this, I would gain 7 of gain. So let's do this. That way, hopefully, he will be a bit happier very soon. But yeah, let's see if we can survive this attack and continue this mission of upgrading one tower, building a gate we've done, and building some walls. We're gonna build a couple more walls. Okay, 2 months later, we have finished over here the wall and the gate. Fortunately, I'm pretty sure there's a couple that are going to come this side too. So I guess we're gonna send our soldiers there, trying to save the quarry, and hope that some of them go this side. And it seems like none of them are gonna go this side. This is terrible. This is terrible. I did upgrade many of my towers with sharp stone arrows. That increases a bit their strength, so that's something. And then hopefully those towers can also attack a bit. Okay, it is. So first we have the barbarians, 13, and the berserker are taking a bit longer. It's good. They are not all attacking at the same time, actually. So far the quarry is still alive, so that's great. I see the health of my people slowly going down, but not too much. Honestly, I think that's going to be a pretty easy victory. Now, remember, we are playing on the easy difficulty, though, right? So that's something to keep in mind. Okay, we have 1 berserker left. And yeah, it is. That's a victory, then, gents. Yeah, I've built, as I said, a couple of towers, couple of gates and walls. We have here an improved brick archer towers. Next is going to be into, building a treasury, raising your taxes, and hopefully doing much more. This is basically the basic of the game, I think that's a good time for us to end this first episode. But again, stay tuned for another episode tomorrow, because I think this game has a lot to offer. So we're gonna go deeper. We need to start building temples, and there's a lot of other things we should try to unlock. Thank you for watching, smash like button, and I hope to see you next time.